Hey everybody, it's RJ. Um, it's like so nice here. I can't believe it's February and it's like 60 something degrees. 63 degrees. I can't believe it. Um, Real quick. So I had to do a car chronicle. Real quick that y'all know I like to do shout outs. So shout out to Regina King, Spike Lee, the green card, like the movie in itself and the history behind it and what it stands for. Um, for oh, and supporting actor. I can't pronounce his name. I don't want to mess it up, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I want to congratulate all of them for getting their Oscars. That is so awesome. Regina, well deserved. Spike, well deserved. Come on now. They've been in the industry for many, many, many years. Spike has been in the industry as a director for so many years. I remember She's Gotta Have It back in the day. Yeah, so well deserved. Kudos to them. So real quick, I wanted to do this quick chronicle on your boy Jussie. On your boy Jussie. You know I gotta do a chronicle on that shit. Now I am gonna do a follow-up chronicle on R. Kelly. Y'all know I'm gonna have to do that. Because I did a chronicle last year on his ass. And predicted some things, and I need to follow up on that and do a chronicle. Right now, I want to talk about Jussie ass. So, okay, so real quick, so let me just disclaimer. I do watch Empire, and I do like Jussie. I do. He's talented. He's gorgeous. He, speaks out about the LGBTQ community because he is, a man of color that it identifies as being homosexual. So good for him. I support everybody. So first and foremost, I want to say that, that I've always supported him. Even back in, do y'all remember when he was on that show with his siblings? I watched that back then. I forgot the name of the show, but I watched that back in the day. So I am a supporter. Really definitely, am torn and kind of, I have to admit, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm torn, and I'm kind of like, okay, what direction do I go? How do I feel? I'm definitely conflicted. Definitely. Because I just feel like, in my mind, I'm like, who would do that? Who would pay someone to attack them? A, to injure them. B, why would you risk your livelihood, your freedom, your career, your reputation? And then C, like, who would even do that? I mean, I realize people will do whatever you ask them to do to get some money, but I'm just like, wow, that's buck wow. I mean, real talk. That's a whole nother level, right? So I am conflicted because, like I said, I support him and I really like him a lot. He's really talented, and he's doing some things in the community, and I really feel bad because this is a very, a bad situation to be in. True that, if he did, they're saying they did pay these two Nigerian American born individuals to attack him, and $3,500 is what they're saying that he paid them. One of the gentlemen is supposedly a trainer, supposedly his trainer, and he's saying that that's what the check was for, because he paid them by check. Now, real quick, to kind of step off a little bit, then I'll come back on. If you're gonna do something like this, although I don't suggest that anybody does, but if you feel compelled or you felt like you had no choice or whatever your reason is, I can't fathom. I mean, I know what they're saying the reasoning is, but he hasn't said it, so I can't speak for why he did what he did. But if he did this and you're gonna go through all this trouble to do all of this, you need to at least not have a paper trail. That's one solid thing I can say. Don't ever have a paper trail when you're doing any type of scandalous, illegal, underhanded type shit. If you're gonna be doing something, you need to do it without paper trail, because That's all they need is one good document to twist and turn it. Whether, like I said, he did it or not, I wasn't there. I'm not those gentlemen. I'm not Jussie. I can't speak for either and one of them. I'm just going off of what they're presenting in the press, obviously in the media. But if he did yet do this, if he did do this, like, pray tell, Jussie, what, what, just what made you do any of this? I mean, they're saying that he did it because he wanted more money from Empire. They also say that there's rumor that Empire was going to be writing him off, and he was trying to, keep himself, in the public eye, wanted to continue to be relevant. That's another theory. But I'm like, if you're going to do this, like I said, don't have any paper trail. Don't write a check. Who the fuck writes checks nowadays? Like, nobody does that. That's just ridiculous. Like, seriously? You wrote a check? What? Come on now. You got to be smarter than that. You could have at least, I mean, regardless, you taking out a large sum like $3,500, which for him it may not even be. I mean, he's doing pretty well. My hairstylist told me that he gets paid $100,000 per episode, and she said that there was three episodes, and this is per season now. So you getting what, 1.3 mil per season? They've been on the air what, 4 or 5? I think about 5 seasons now. I mean, damn, that's like, come on, dude. I mean, that's not quite 10 million, but like my hairstylist was saying, what were you making before you got on Empire? Were you doing over $1 million a year or a season or whatever? Come on, dude. So if that's the case, or if he really was getting written out. Now, all the execs from Empire have responded, right? A, they said they supporting Jussie. They don't think he did this. B, they saying that he was not about to be written off and that there were no issues with his pay. Of course, they can't give no specific details. I mean, that's his private information. But they're just saying that, that they don't believe it, and there's none of these reasons that social media is saying is the reason he did it really adds up, because it's not true. The information is not gospel. Like, he was not about to be written off, and whatever. So I'm like, okay, so they're trying to discount all these reasons or whatever. But at the end of the day, regardless, who does that? And then of course he's his rebuttal, Jussie's rebuttal, is that he wrote a check for training sessions and for nutritional products, because he's trying to stay in shape and all that. That's what he's saying that he wrote the check for. So my hairstylist was like, people are like responding like, well, what did you think he was going to put on the memo line? You obviously didn't think he was going to put attack. Come on now, that doesn't make sense. So what else would he put on there? But real time, real talk though, come on now, really? So okay, my whole thing is, like I said, I really feel bad that he had to go this far to do this. I mean, like, he felt like that was his only just way to handle it. Like, that's awful. B, the fact that he didn't feel like he could get more money or put himself out there, like my stylist was saying, like, he couldn't go to another, not another show, but he couldn't take any other opportunities. His so you're telling me that his what's it called, his, y'all know what I'm trying to say, his agent couldn't get him any other deals, even if not to conflict with Empire, but maybe some other opportunities when he's off, like, not, when he's not filming, like some other opportunities, some other shows, or some other like cameos, or something, like some other deals that he can't get in that won't conflict with Empire. You're telling me that he couldn't get any other deals? That's what you're saying? Seriously? Okay. So to me, that's hella suspect, because he's a hot item. right? He could easily get him something else to do that could make him some other cheddar, because truth be told, you shouldn't be putting your eggs in one basket anyway, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, he did not, if he did do this, he did not plan it very well. I mean, this shit came crumbling down pretty quickly. I mean, seriously, checks, really, Jussie? Come on now. And then the individuals that you paid to do this, okay, so that's jacked up. Then you think about the fact that this whole thing about him being written out of the show. I'm like, dude, honestly, once again, you didn't have any other options to respond to that. And was that for real? Do you know for sure, Jussie, he was going to get written off? Or was that a rumor? Whatever. Okay. Then I'm like, on top of all of that, I'm like, you're this achievement. You've achieved so much. You're in the public eye. You're on social media. You are, part of the LGBTQ community, and you're a man of color. And I'm like, and you have a long legacy in the industry. I'm like, dude, really? Like, just all of that, people don't think about that, because this, when you file a false report, especially because they're considering this a hate crime, right? Because the whole thing was that there was a rope or whatever, and that there was slurs made against him because he's gay. So this was a hate crime. So now you made a false report, first of all, and a false report about a hate crime. That's a felony, automatically. Felony. Reporting a false report, felony. Come on now. He did not do his research before he decided to do this. This don't make no sense. I mean, I'm not lying. For real? Okay. So now he's put himself out there because the police chief there in Chicago, where it happened, said that they had plenty of proof, even beyond just the canceled check. They have proof just of other things like text messages and things of that nature that are going to come to light that haven't been put out in the social media just yet. So they're like, and like the chief said, like, why would a man of, who's hot, up and coming, what I'm saying, doing this thing, why would he do that? Like that. And I agree. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, who does that? Like, that's ridiculous. And I agree with that. Like, who does that? Are you serious right now? Like, that's crazy as fuck. Like, nobody would be smart enough to do that. Nobody. Like, that's ridiculous. So at the end of the day, so A, you've ruined your career. B, you about to have a felony on your record, which you've never had. C, you decide that you want to like lose all your fucking money because now you want it more. So you being greedy, if that's the case, if that's the reason, if that's what happened, if that's what you did, if you did it. And then the other part is you're in the community, the people of color and the LGBTQ community. Now you just, you made yourself into the, put yourself in the wrong spot. And it's really sad because at the end of the day, he could have done so much with himself, with his, once again, I talk about this all the time, platform. Having a platform to be able to speak out on certain issues, to bring light to certain issues, to be a spokesperson and to be a role model. And now you fucked that up, because if it is the reason that they're saying, if you did it, and it is the reason because you wanted more money or because you were afraid you were going to be written out, neither one of those are really acceptable reasons. There is no reason to do this. I mean, regardless of what you think, there's no reason to be put in a situation, no matter what it is, because you could have handled it so many other different ways, period, point blank. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. And then at the end of the day, if you didn't want to even do that, you could have just, I don't know, turn it a different direction. But this is not the way to do it at all. I mean, who decides to do this type shit? Seriously. And then, like, you're not even able to, like, come clean and be honest about it. So that's the other thing. Like, why you couldn't just, don't do it in the first place, but don't, like, falsely accuse two people of doing this when it was really you're doing. You're the one that created this whole situation. Okay, so I'm thoroughly disappointed. There's no good reason for why somebody should do that. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And it's sad. And like I said, I'm disappointed. And I feel like, wow, like Jussie could have gone any other length. And that's the way he chose to go. I don't get it. You know, like I said, I understand that desperate times, desperate measures cause for desperate times cause for desperate measures. But I'm just like, I don't know why I just got confused with that when I know exactly what that is. But at the end of the day, so, now you got to deal with all these repercussions. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's a lot going on in our world today. This should not be one of the issues. This should not be one of the things that is going on. And then, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you never know what a person's going through. So obviously, maybe he was struggling or whatever. I don't know. But at the end of the day, what I do know is that this man straight up is about to go to jail with all the proof that they got. That I know for sure. Whatever else, I can't speak on. But one thing I do know is that if this man did what they say he did, which they're saying they have a large amount of proof to show that he did, guess what? He's going to straight jail. He is. And that's a felony on his record. Now, he could still act. He could still sing. But I'm just saying, now you got a blemish in your record. Now you a statistic. You've surpassed all these other statistics about a black man, a man of color that's, homosexual. You've surpassed all those barriers. And now you put yourself in this situation. Really? All because of whatever your reasoning is. And maybe it's not even the reasons that they're saying. Maybe it's not. Social media is saying, like I said, that it's because he was going to be written off Empire because he felt like he wasn't getting paid enough. Let's put aside. Let's say it's something different. Was it worth it? I mean, was it worth it? That's my question. And this is so sad. Like, I can't even joke about this shit because it's so fucked up. It's so sad. It really is. And I really feel bad for him. But at the same time, I don't. It's like, you a smart man. You know what I'm saying? You know better than to do this. I mean, now you just ruin your career over some bullshit. And then for these gentlemen to be pulled into the situation, yeah, they chose to do it. They knew what the deal was. But still, now they fucked up. I mean, their family is from Nigeria, but they're American born. You look a mess. You look a fool. And you went along with it for $3,500? Come on now. I'm just saying, if I'm going to go out like that, you need to be paying me $3,500 per, together it should have been $7,000. $3,500 per brother. No, $3,500 a piece. I mean, really? Okay. Anyway, I'm over it. I mean, I'm truly over it. I am thoroughly disgusted and disappointed. And I'm praying that it's not true. And I see that Terrence Howard kind of spoke out about it and said that he supported Jussie. Everybody's supporting him. I mean, his folks from Empire are supporting him. I don't know about his family. I haven't seen anything about his family, but I imagine they're probably supporting him because there's no history of any kind of behavior like this. And so it is hard to believe somebody doing that, So I get it. I totally get it. I understand it. But it's still disappointing. It's still sad. Hella sad, that all this is going on. So anyways, I need to speak on that real quick. Get that off my chest because I've been feeling some kind of way about it. And my hairstylist and I were talking about it today when she was hooking up my head. So I just wanted to speak on that because that's awful. And that's sad more than anything. But I have so many other chronicles I need to put out. I need to put one out about Chloe and Tristan, part 2. R. Kelly, part 2. There's something else that came out about the Patriots owner. I know y'all heard about that. I don't want to talk about it just yet. I want to do a chronicle on that. I want to do a chronicle on, what else? There was one more I want to do a chronicle on. I just lost it. Chloe and Tristan, R. Kelly, the Patriots owner. And it was something else that I was like, I want to do a chronicle on. Right now, those are 3 that come to mind. Anyways, I have several chronicles that I need to do. And if I get to them, I'm going to try to do maybe one more this weekend and then spread the rest out next week. No, I'm not going to do another chronicle on Wendy. I know y'all have seen I'm not doing that. But anyways, I got several chronicles that I need to do. So you will be seeing me over the next 2 weeks several more times. As always, subscribe, provide a suggestion on what you think we should talk about. Any chronicles I need to do, some research I need to get back up on, check on. But anyways, thank you for watching my video. I hope y'all